Christmas Eve in the bustling town of Nuremberg, and Clara Stahlbaum could barely contain her excitement. The air was thick with the scent of pine, gingerbread, and the warmth of her family's grand home, where the holiday celebration was in full swing. The house was alive with laughter, music, and the shimmering glow of 100 twinkling lights. But the real magic of the night wasn't in the decorations. It was in the gift her godfather, the mysterious and eccentric Herr Drosselmeyer, had brought for her. He was known for his peculiar creations, puppets that moved like real people, clocks that seemed to tick with a life of their own. And this Christmas Eve, he had a special surprise for Clara. A wooden nutcracker shaped like a soldier. Clara was enchanted, but her brother Fritz, ever the troublemaker, wasn't as impressed. He couldn't resist playing rough with the delicate toy, and in an unfortunate mishap, he broke the nutcracker's jaw. Clara was devastated, but her godfather, ever the inventor, quickly fixed the nutcracker, and with a reassuring smile, handed it back to Clara. Little did she know, that simple gift would set the stage for the most extraordinary night of her life. As the night wore on and the party guests began to leave, Clara, unable to part with her new nutcracker, snuck down to the living room to check on him one last time. But when the clock struck midnight, the most curious thing happened. Everything around her seemed to grow larger, and the nutcracker suddenly sprang to life, growing into a full-sized soldier. The Christmas tree stretched up to the ceiling, and the room was suddenly filled with the sounds of battle. Clara gasped in astonishment as the nutcracker, now a handsome young soldier, led an army of toy soldiers into a fierce battle against the Mouse King and his army of mischievous mice. Clara watched in awe as the nutcracker valiantly fought off the enemy. But just as it seemed like victory was close, the Mouse King's forces overpowered them. In the heat of the battle, the nutcracker was gravely wounded. Clara, heart racing with fear, knew what she had to do. With all her courage, she threw her slipper at the Mouse King, distracting him long enough for the nutcracker to defeat him once and for all. But that wasn't the end of the adventure. With the Mouse King vanquished, Clara found herself swept away in a whirlwind of magic. The nutcracker transformed before her eyes into a handsome prince, thanking her for her bravery. He then invited Clara to travel with him to the Kingdom of Sweets, a place of unimaginable beauty where dancing flowers, sugar plum fairies, and candies of all kinds filled the air with delight. Together, Clara and the prince traveled through snowy forests and twinkling landscapes until they arrived in the magnificent kingdom, where they were greeted by the Sugar Plum Fairy. She led them on a mesmerizing journey, introducing Clara to a parade of dazzling performers. Spanish dancers, Arabian dancers, Chinese dancers, and even Russian acrobats. Each performance was a feast for the senses, and Clara could hardly believe her eyes. But even in this magical world, Clara knew her time was running short. As the festivities came to an end, the prince thanked her once again for her bravery and kindness. He promised that she would always be remembered in the Kingdom of Sweets. With a gentle kiss on her cheek, Clara was suddenly back in her own home, nestled in her cozy bed, with the nutcracker still resting in her arms. Had it all been a dream? Or had she truly experienced the most wondrous adventure of her life? The answer didn't matter, because the magic of that Christmas Eve would live on in Clara's heart forever.